That's fine.
Did you think you had to go? Are you doing?
I was told, yeah.
You were told to come?
Yeah.
The lack of communication.
Apparently I was saying a weird job,
Because
actually.
when you were here, he came.
Okay, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You are here, but he didn't know you'd be here. And that's why he's here.
I didn't hear anything about.
Like I said, lack of communication. It's
I
not
don't
your
know.
fault. But there's a lot, there's a lot.
Yeah. How were you last week with it? Was
Not too
Joey,
bad.
if you need a ride home,
I'm okay, but thank you.
you ride your bike?
Yeah.
Good for you. You're not very far.
No. No, I didn't realize you could stream it to YouTube at the same time.
Oh, as Zoom? Yeah. Well, Zoom's just like the audio because I don't know, but we have to.
Production assistants.
If you want to use a webcam, I brought one.
Oh, what the heck? Like an external, like where you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what we used originally. But then Rabbi said like to keep it this way after that because he was like, oh, it's closer up. I mean, I haven't looked at yours, but like the last one we had, it was like very zoomed out, so it was.
Well, this is like just a regular.
Okay, after services, you want to play with it a little bit, and then we can see like what you want to do when you start
Yeah,
doing
the other
this.
webcam got like stolen or taken.
Yeah, that's what we were using. But like right before it got stolen, he was like, "Let's stop using it." So I mean, it worked out, but still.
So you just do YouTube and Zoom at the same time?
Yeah, just start with YouTube so that it has the video and the audio, and then just do the Zoom because it's just the audio. I agree that a webcam is easier because you can see like what's happening.
Right. You're not like in camera every time you try to.
Yeah,
The olive.
and I'm like,
Do people come on Zoom?
sometimes there's like a few people, like 2 or 3 people, but usually not. A lot of people I think start on the Zoom because I think that's the only thing. But then like when they realize there's no video, they're like, I have to like tell them to join the yeah, and like, oh, okay.
It sounds like this.
Did Rabbi like show you what to do, or did you
Not
just?
really.
Okay. But you figured it out, or did you just do the Zoom?
I just did Zoom.
Okay, I can show you how to do the YouTube. Like after services, I can just like start a new one really quick just to show you what you're supposed to do. It's very simple, but if you didn't know what to do, like you wouldn't be able to figure it out, obviously. But yeah, I'll show you after.
So nice.
Hi, Barbara. Come on down.
Nice.
Barbara should go. Barbara would know. Somebody was there.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
I heard yes. Yeah.
So we should enjoy it.
Yeah.
Good Shabbos, everyone. Is this working? Yeah. You can hear? And it's right in front of me because Diane said you got to have it right in front of you or nobody's going to be able to hear. We'll talk about that. Good Shabbos. Rabbi Sobel is taking some family time. His youngest son Joshua is in town for the week before heading to Israel for a year of study. So Mazel Tov and Bon Voyage to Josh. A lot of us know him. A lot of us watched him grow up around here.
Excuse me, your microphone is not.
This is not. It said it was on. How about it?
There we go.
Yeah.
This microphone is very directional. It's entirely the wrong kind of microphone that we need in here. It's great for the choir because they're be right behind it, but it's not so good for the lecture. So if you want to donate a microphone that's omnidirectional to the temple, we'll give you a receipt for tax purposes. But for now, it's time. Let's start Shabbat services with Avinu Shalom Aleichem. Now, Rabbi usually has us turn to the left and then turn to the right. And that means we're always looking at the back of somebody's head. So let's try it this way. If you were born on an odd day of the week, turn to the right and wish the person Shabbat Shalom. If you were born on an even day of the month, turn to the other side and say Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbat. And if you missed anybody, just turn whichever way it is toward them and wish them a happy Friday night any way you wish. And we all turn to page 120 and 121 as Robin leads us in the blessing of the Shabbat light.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Let's do the English reading on the bottom of page 124. Together, everyone, may the doors of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to the unrestrained feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May the synagogue be, for all who enter, the doorway to a richer and more beautiful life. Let us say, Amen. We continue on page 128, welcoming Sabbath with Bakato D.
That's just 138.
138, you're right. I need the new glasses. And I even cleaned them.
They look very good.
Thank you. Whoever you are.
Oh.
138 verses 1 and 9. 42, we welcomed each other. We've welcomed Shabbat. And now we welcome the heavenly angels who sit among us and make sure we're singing on key. And if not, they say, come to choir practice. Because we can always use one or two more.
Yes.
And I'll stretch it out because I'm cold.
Thank you.
Okay. Page 142. Now I'd like to welcome the temple president to come forward and give the announcements, let you know what's happening at temple. Thank you. Well, open house is next Sunday, not this Sunday, the next Sunday, August 20th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So come on down, say hello, bring somebody who hasn't been here before, maybe somebody who's driven by and said, that looks like an interesting place. Have them come and meet us. We need to grow the congregation. This is a great opportunity to do so. The following Sunday on the 27th, we're having an improv and skit comedy fundraiser event, a show here at Temple Beth Emmet. It'll be from 4 to 6 p.m. and it's only $15 suggested donations. We'll have food, we'll have laughs. It'll be a really good time. Please plan on being here. They're putting in a lot of work to do this. Book club will meet on August 30th. This month we are reading Mystery and Midrash, an anthology of Jewish mystery and detective fiction. I just got it in yesterday, and I've read the third entry so far, and it's really good. So this is not an 800-page book like it was the last 2 months. This one's easy to read, and it's a lot of fun. We have the Sisterhood president with us tonight, and would you like to let us know what's happening with the Sisterhood? You can do it from there.
We're having a meeting on Sunday,
At what time?
11.
Do you know where? It's gonna be,
It's gonna be here at the
okay.
temple, because I know then we're gonna go eat afterwards, so somebody wants to come.
Always a good plan.
I like to come too.
Sisterhood was off for the summer doing summer things, and now that we are getting, believe it or not, close to the high holidays. Whoa, the banner's up and everything. The Sisterhood is back, and I'm sure they'll have a lot of exciting plans for us. If you shop at Ralph's and you are a member of the Ralph's Club or whatever they call it these days, please go to their website, go to the community contribution or whatever they call that these days, because they keep changing the name. And when Kroger changes all the stores, I don't know what's going to be. But designate Temple Beth Emmet of Burbank and we will receive a tiny taste of everything you buy. So shop carefully, spend a lot of money at Ralph's, and we'll get a few pennies. Anyway, that's good. We still are collecting non-perishable food of current date for local pantries. We are collecting new unwrapped toys, no stuffed animals for Children's Hospital. And as for the older children, cosmetics and things of that nature they can always use. It brightens up their day when they're stuck in hospital. The bins are in the hallway. Please remember that. Temple Beth Emmet has a lovely tradition where the person giving the announcement says, "Did I forget anything?" So, did I forget anything? Wow, imagine that. In that case, we will please rise and turn to page 146 for the formal call to prayer of the bar group. We now turn to page 152, and David, since you're standing and you got seat on already, why don't you do the honors this week?
All right. Very happy to. Baruch Hashem. You feel much better?
Okay.
We'll make a little music.
We'll make a little music, we'll walk around and we'll sing the Shema. Watch for the rough faith on 152. You may be seated. We're doing a little practice for Simchat Torah.
It was very nice. It was. It's
Thank you.
beautiful.
It'll be here before you know it. And we
The
continue.
only problem is with Simchat Torah, I will probably be up by.
I
Uh-oh.
know.
But.
So you do it when you come back.
You
We
Yeah,
do
we
tour
don't
every
have that.
week, have you know?
Right.
Coming down on Sunday when we do it with the religious school. How's that?
Okay.
And when the little kids get the little Torahs again, remember we used to do that?
Yeah, exactly, you know, you had to have somebody stand at the water there.
I miss that.
Yeah,
For
hopefully,
3 years.
come fall, we'll have more of the kids come and we'll start up with the junior choir again and
Get the pizza night
get the
every.
pizza
first-
night is already on calendar for the first Friday in October.
Cause I need to bribe them.
And it'll
If I
be
can bribe
Sukkot.
them, we're good.
It'll be Sukkot, so we'll do pizza in the hut.
Mazel tov.
We love that.
The Yahavta is on page 154.
I'm sorry. Ready? Yes. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu advarim ha'eleh asher Anochi mitzarecha hayom al levavecha v'shinata levavecha ודיברת בם, ושבתך בביתך, ופלגתך בדרך, ופשטתך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לתותרות בין עיניך, ופלגתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים ללכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
On the top of page 157, please. Everyone, standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go it is eternally Egypt, that there's a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together, and all God's children said, turn to page 1758. We'll make a motion. We need to get more tambourines in this congregation, you on the top of page 161 was the interpretation of the Hashkivenu. Everyone, let there be love and understanding among us. Friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. And then the Hebrew, which is transliterated, Baruch atah Adonai, Bereishit Shelo, Aleinu Yaakov, Amo Yisrael, V'al Yerushalayim. Well, we're here to keep Shabbat, which we are commanded to do, and which we are commanded to pass on to our children. And so, in honor of that, we are going to do the Shabbat on page 154. No, 162, I'm sorry.
Very good.
Will all now please rise? This is the time in our service where we bring to mind those in need of a prayer of healing, of mind, of body, of soul. If you know somebody and you feel comfortable saying the name out loud, this is the time we will do it. If you don't feel comfortable, say it in your heart, and let's have a special prayer in our heart for the people of Maui, our beautiful 50th state of Hawaii, and the people suffering there. Everyone.
Jim, Matt, Betty, Rachel, Ron, Betty, and all the people of Maui who are suffering.
And as Moses said over his sister Miriam, I mean, we all know it. Everyone, Elna, Rafanala, Elna, Rafanala, Elna, Rafanala. Please, Lord, heal her. And now we will amplify that prayer of healing on the middle of page 371 with a very lovely melody that is being used in more and more congregations. I know. The Mishabera, in the middle of page 371.
Bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make
Beginning on page 166 is a version of the Amida, the silent prayer that is said standing. But you can use that as a guide if you wish. But if you have a prayer of your own that you wish to contemplate on, this is the time for that as well. On page 180, there are two prayers. Rabbi always teaches the first one as a prayer of personal penitence to make sure we're of clear mind and pure heart. My interpretation is a little different. My interpretation is, God, I prayed the best as I can, and I hope it's good enough for you. So we do that one first, in the middle of the page, in Hebrew and then in English. Yehilah Ratzon, Imrei Figel Levi, Nefesh Adonai. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. And we say a prayer of peace, not only for us as a people, not only for us as a nation, but for all the people of all the worlds. God knows we need peace. Everyone, say shalom, Bimramah. Uya, say shalom. Hallelujah, Kol Yisrael. Kol Yisrael, Tevel. Bimru, amen. May the one who makes peace in high heavens make peace for us, for all Israel, and for all who inhabit the earth. Amen. You may be seated. Look, I set before you a blessing and a curse. That's how this week's Torah portion begins. A blessing if you follow what I tell you, and a curse if you turn away. What follows is the longest portion in the book of Deuteronomy, and so we're not going to read it all. It covers a lot of ground: tithes, the sabbatical year, slaves, firstborn animals, 3 pilgrim festivals, and kashrut, the kosher laws. And God says, be careful to observe only that which I have enjoined upon you, neither add to it nor take away from it. Now, sometimes God's directives are pretty clear, but sometimes they are not. Story goes that Moses is with God atop Mount Sinai, and God is conveying the laws and the statutes of the Torah. God says, and remember Moses, in the laws of keeping kosher, never cook a calf in its mother's milk. And Moses says, oh, so you're saying we should never eat meat and milk together? Wait, what? God says, that's not what I'm saying. Never cook a calf in its mother's milk. Moses replied, oh Lord, forgive my ignorance. What you're really saying is we should wait 6 hours between eating milk and meat so that the two are not in our stomachs at the same time. Well, God's getting increasingly annoyed. He says, no, Moses, what I'm saying is don't cook a calf in its mother's milk. And Moses thusly replies, oh Lord, please don't strike me down for my stupidity. What you mean is we should have a separate set of dishes for meat and a separate set for milk, and if we make a mistake, we have to go and bury the dishes in the ground. And finally, God says, I'll do whatever you want. And we've been trying to figure it out for the past 3,500 years. How do we maintain the integrity and principal intent of our founding document, the Torah, while allowing the Torah to become a living document that can and should apply to Jews in all generations. There's been that constant evolving challenge of Reform and liberal Judaism since it began in the early 1800s. Rabbi P.J. Schwartz of the congregation Shir Hadash in Los Gatos writes that Reform and liberal Judaism, quote, challenges us as individuals to make a conscious decision to grapple with tradition, to seek out our own concept of Jewish identity, and feel a responsibility to better ourselves and the world around us. Although we may be obligated to, quote, be Jewish, what that means about how we live our lives differs from person to person. Indeed, it must differ from person to person, because to be a true Reformed Jew is to constantly reevaluate, re-examine, and reimagine a tradition that, if we choose to make it so, can be meaningful and relevant. Well, that's been the challenge here at Temple Beth Em, and I think we meet it pretty well. It's a constant evolving thing. Our Orthodox and even our conservative brothers and sisters, they don't face that challenge, as their practice and understanding allow less freedom and responsibility to scrutinize our traditions and their place in an always changing world. Their task is to understand and maintain tradition. In many ways, their task is easier than ours. But our obligation to explore and make tradition relevant is our blessing as well as our curse. Shabbat Shalom. Aleinu is found on page 586. And we will rise for that. If I can find 586. Probably have the tab, yeah. He's got a little tab on the corner, so you can find it. We start with the second paragraph. And after we do the second paragraph, we flip the page and go to the top of page 588. So we're going to do the second paragraph and then flip over and start with Shavuot. So everyone, let's see if we can do it without interrupting in the middle for instructions. I'll do that now. The name?
I didn't know.
You correct me. You're here every week. I'm only here every once in a while. Everyone? And we conclude at the top of 591. in mind at this time those who we remember tonight on the anniversary of their passing, as well as those we have lost in recent months. Joseph Robert Baer, Charlotte Kleinberg, Lionel Wolfson, Brenda Lattimore, Harry Abrams, Anna Kaufman, Teresa Testa, Robert Hollander, Louis Raffaelli, Gilda Siegel, Donald Goldstein, Jack Cohn, Vivian Gersh, Paula Levin, Debbie Craven, Harriet Lazarus, Lee Strom, Jay Davis, William Tigell, Donna Diamond's father, Yvonne Belzer, Ellen Widrin, Layla Tepper, Sidonia Lax, Aunt Marie Chiodo, Pele, Lisa Marie Presley. I can't read this one, I'm sorry. There are several in Hebrew that I can't read, I'm sorry. Jay Edelberg, Jack Block, Wyatt James Martin, Saja Bat Abraham Vieiro, Hector Alvarez, Frank Burns, Tom Sizemore, Barry Kaufman, Chaim Topol, Sandra Chernow, Evelyn Drakehouse, Holly Scruggs, William Kinney, Erica Nord's father, Maria Gabrielle, Maylee, Charlotte, Sally Roberts, Ellen Jane Cairns, Michael Oppenheim, Evelyn Cantor, Terrell Jackson, Sherman Kodzek, Rita Belzer, Bila
No, Belcher.
Belcher, I'm sorry, you're
Yeah.
correct. Of course you're correct, you know. I've got to get him to type this list. Bilal Sheik, Vera Korkmaz, Howard Rowe, Herbert Murrez, Sheldon Harnett, Alan Arkin, Tony Bennett, Mayreen Greenspan, Marsha Bathaim, Paul Rubens. If I've forgotten the name or if I've completely, I would say butchered it, but completely mangled it, please let me know. If you are in a period of enhanced mourning in which to come forward to the Torah, to say, as we say Kaddish and take a blessing from it, you may do so please at this time. Or if you wish to remain in your seats, that's fine as well. Kaddish is found on page 598. Let us pray. At the end of the service, it's traditional for the clergy to bless the congregation. But being as I'm not clergy, what I always do, and if you've been here before, you know, is I have us all join together to say the threefold blessing, which is on page 603. I should be on 603. In the middle, we're going to do it in English. If you want to and you go like this, you can go like that. If not. What we're going to do is change all the yous to us and where appropriate to me, we's and all that. So we're going to make it inclusive. Everyone, May God bless us and keep us. May God's light shine upon us, and may God be gracious to us. May we feel God's presence within us always, and may we find peace. Let us say, Amen. And now, we will retire to Lund Hall for Kiddush, and to guide us in there, we're going to sing Osei Shalom. Exit stage.
Thank you.